Good morning. It is the 15th of October. It's a Friday. It's sunny. It's not even that cold. I'm on the hoodie and the bibs. We've been with the winter jacket shuffle all week, doing the high moisture, finishing that off. We finally got that done, thank God. Didn't film too much. It was getting repetitive, I'll be honest. But now we're on to the grain corn. So we'll get that moving this afternoon. A little bit of an odd job morning. I'm on my way to open the gate for the beef cows for Blair. Ryan is pressure washing the chicken crates. Bob is doing Bob things. He is taking the parking brake off the McCormick because it will not shut up. And it's got its own parking brake built in with the loader. So safety is a concern, but we only use that tractor for PTO work, so it stays stationary anyways. So at the end of the day, it's all right. But that being said, we're gonna get the cows all opened up here, get them fed, get the other feeder wagon out, tidy up what we're doing, and hopefully we'll get that combine moving before noon. So I'll see y'all in a bit. We feed our beef cattle a mixture of hay, silage, and a little bit of cob meal as of late, just because we have a little bit left. We kind of want to use it up. We didn't really like the way the cob meal was working in the dairy barn. We didn't feel as though it had enough of an advantage to keep going with it, and we decided we were going to change up the TMR mix. So we had a little bit of that left over, so might as well feed it to the beef cows. They seem to love it, and they'll eat pretty near anything. Yeah, one hay bale, about a bucket of silage, and then a half bucket of that cob meal. They slurp that up. It's like a bowl of cornflakes with sugar on top. Sure, the cornflakes are probably better for you, but the sugar adds a little bit of spice. I have no idea what the nutrient density of cob meal is, so comparing it to sugar, I don't know. I'm kind of just making things up as I go. That's kind of how farming is, right? You just kind of wing it until it works, and once it works, you just keep doing that. Well, my ride left, so looks like we'll do the old boot scoot and boogie back up to the shop. The sheep are still sheeping. What do you know? Is it bad that I'm already looking forward to spring tillage? Because with harvest drawing to a close, I'm gonna get back at the manure, and then it'll be mostly shop work, feeding cows and hanging out for the winter. So I don't know. I want planting to start happening whenever we get to that. This guy caught me filming myself and gave me a stupid look, so I'm gonna film him instead. Shaft.
Sorry, children.
All right, so Challenger's fueled up, McCormick's ready to roll. Bob's gonna grab the boot for the auger. I'm gonna grab the auger itself, move that up the road, come back, grab some wagons, and hopefully, after all that being said, we can finally get at the corn, because the odd jobs and side quests are getting a little bit much. Hello, Hollywood A-lister Ryan Reynolds. No, I'm sorry, I can't make it to your party this weekend. We're harvesting. We got corn to cut. Sure, you can borrow the yacht. I'll leave the keys under the mat. And tell Jenna Ortega I'll make it next time, I promise. Business call. Fire up the old Magnum Dong here.
Magnum Dong.
The headliner's a little deflated. We'll fix that later. Bob and I put a door on this thing yesterday. It took us the entire afternoon to get the inner mechanism all lined up, because it's not a perfect fit. It's not an OEM door, it's an aftermarket door, and not all the holes lined up properly, but it's on. It's not a perfect fit, but it sure beats the alternative, which is permanent AC. And if you know anything about Canada, you know that is a miserable option. As far as I know, the plan for that box car is we're gonna do it up like the 45 is, completely overhaul it, and Bob's been in the talks of putting front duals on it. You have duals back here and duals on the front, which on a 7120 is a little bit goofy, but he told me to let him cook, trust the process, so I think I owe that much to him. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So we are borrowing the local bean field, which we just harvested a few weeks back. It's a little soft in here to be running trucks through, as you can see. So we elected to have them pull into the cornfield, slip around, come back out on the driveway, and then load them facing out. They're only going about a half hour up the road, so we have 2 trucks in rotation at all times, and it keeps us moving pretty good. We're just on the cusp of being full all the time, so that's peak efficiency, as they call it. Let me tell you, it doesn't get much prettier than nights like these. And we made the executive decision to put the red tractor on the red cart, and I'll be honest, I like that John Deere a hell of a lot, but there's something about a red cart and a red tractor, especially an old box car. Holy hell, look at how pretty that is. We just bought this tractor this spring. She's pretty from afar, but she's far from pretty. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. We brought 1 load home so far. We're gonna try and get 2 or 3 loads into this bin tonight. That way a truck can come first thing in the morning. They can take the first load while we're getting ready to roll. By the time they get back for another load, we can have one ready in the field. It's a process. So combining is your year-end culmination for all of your inputs, all of your estimates, all of your talking you've been doing with your crop advisors. Everything you've done for the entire year comes down to this right here. There's a lot that goes into pulling the crop off. It's not so much as running the combine across the field, loading it up into vehicles and bringing it back to the yard and storing it for 8 months. It's a lot more painful than that, unfortunately. Not a lot of guys have a lot of storage, especially us. We can't store an entire year's worth of crops in our bin setup. We can store a hell of a lot, but not the entire year's worth. So we gotta hire trucks, we gotta find allotments at the elevators to buy the grain, we gotta find processes when we're gonna bring what home, what we're gonna bring to the elevators, what we're gonna grind for feed, what we're gonna use for high moisture corn. It's a process, it's a lot. At the end of the day, all the crop that you can get in, whether it be to your bins, whether it be to the elevator, or any of your export sorts, you can kind of figure. At the end of the day, all that matters is that you get paid, you had a good year, $1 in your pocket's $1 in your pocket, and you gotta take it in stride no matter what it means. Hopefully for us, at least for our corn right now, we are in almost 300 bushel corn, which for corn is pretty decent. A lot of guys around here see that 220 to 260, maybe 270 on the high side. 300 is pretty rare. A lot of guys around here say they have 300, 350. Those guys are smoking crack. But the main goal for us, as long as we can get as close to 300 as we can shoot down the middle and hit it if we can. But if we can get close, we're pretty happy. And right now, we're pretty happy with our yield for these 3 fields we've opened up. So I think as far as I'm concerned, the rest of the corn's gonna go pretty okay. All right, last load of the night's been brought back. Bin's loaded, ready for a truck in the morning. I'm gonna run the Puma back to the field. Bob can load that. I'll bring the Massey back, get it ready for the morning. It's loaded, so if for whatever reason we're gonna have 2 trucks, we have that. To be completely honest, I think that bin will fill a truck.
Tomorrow.
Had 3 truckloads out so far. We just moved the auger into the field here so they can flip around. The combine can get on the far side of him. So it's a little bit of shuffling this morning, but it's Saturday. We're kind of hanging out. We're chilling. We're knocking away at it slowly. So I think we're going to be done the end of this week. We got, what do we have left? Probably 50 acres left in this field. We got, I think, 70 over across the road. We got 100 acres of custom to do. Actually, I think we're just shy of 100 acres of custom, but all in all, I think if we hunker down this week and the weather treats us good, we can get her done by Thursday and I can get back at the disking. Apparently, we got some land clearing disking to do with the paddle discs, so that'll be interesting. I can explain how that works right after somebody teaches me how it works because, well, I don't really do land clearing. That's more a Dave's deal, so we're going to figure it out and we're going to keep on motoring. This is going as good as I thought it'd be, right about that 300 bushel corn. We're just shy of it. We're gonna see if we can get her up there, get those numbers up, so we can say we had 300 bushel corn this year. Little fun fact about corn. 60% of the country's corn used for grain is grown right here in Ontario, followed by actually Quebec. Because out west, they're mostly focused on cereals. They use lentils, chickpeas, stuff like that. Most of the corn grown for Canada is right here where we're having all our fun.